we're back with another episode.
Yeah. All right, y'all. Welcome back to another episode of the Face Off with Fleming and Fowler. We are back at it again.
Back in time. We're here.
Thank you so very much for joining us for yet another amazing episode in the installment of our lives.
It's going to be the best thing you've heard this week.
I hope so, definitely. How was your week this past week?
Oh, it was actually not horrible.
So why did you sigh like that?
Because I'm just tired. I had to work the weekend. Working 12 days straight is not fun. And I'm on day... What the
9, 8, it's 10.
5? Nope. No. 5, 6. I'm on day 7 of 12.
5, 6, 7.
And a 5, 6. I'm on day 7 of 12. I'm trying to keep it light, keep it cute.
Right.
But no one should work every day of the week. It's not right. It's honestly, it should be
toxic.
Illegal. It's toxic. I was in COVID ICU this week, so that was fucking great.
How's COVID going? Still packed in the ICU?
Hey, you know what? COVID is still happening.
Really? I thought it was done.
It is not done.
They got concerts out here. Nobody's wearing a fucking mask.
Yeah, please be vaccinated, y'all. COVID is still alive and well. The good thing is a lot of people got decannulated this week.
Oh, that's good.
After they've been in the hospital since August and they're finally doing better.
Meaning they're off ECMO, y'all.
Meaning they're off ECMO. But
or life
August,
support.
September, October, November, to 5 months. You've been in the hospital for 5 months. You're just now doing well. Jesus Christ.
Hopefully it's not the surge, but we'll see.
Yeah, hopefully. So, but Joint Commission was in the hospital, so everyone was...
Good old Jaco.
Making sure we're not,
Congrats to Jaco.
But here's the thing. It's a hospital. And I understand that there are certain things that need to be up to code and systems need to be in place. But, I'm in COVID ICU. People are dying.
Yeah.
I'm trying to save.
People are dying, Kim.
Yeah, people are dying. And there's everyone running around, removing all of these trash cans. And I'm like, what's going on? And they're like, Joint Commission's here, and they said we had too many trash cans. I was like, listen, of all the things.
Right.
Come on.
First of all, Jaco, sit your asses down, okay? People were in a whole Ponderosa Panini for almost 2 years.
2 years.
Reusing masks and stuff. And you have the audacity to talk about somebody's trash cans. Sweep around your own front door.
So then you just have all these people, those big, tall trash cans are hauling them to a storage room. And I'm like, are you, of all the things?
So why, I'm just curious, why are there too many trash cans?
You are only allowed a certain number of 32-gallon trash cans per room.
Per capita.
Per unit. Yeah,
that
literally.
Is so stupid.
There were too many, I guess, based on the amount of trash cans in there's something about the number 32. Either there were too many trash cans in the room added with the taller trash cans we had out in the unit. It was all too much. I don't know. But I was so we're properly disposing of trash and that's the issue? It's not like there's 87 trash cans and they're all in the way.
You're adding to the landfill waste. You can't afford it.
I don't know. It's just weird rules like that. And so everyone's just high stress, high strung, which honestly worked in therapy's favor because
that's good.
Lines were immaculate. Nurses were on their shit. Everyone knew what was going on.
Nobody had coffee on their computers.
No,
no water
Everyone
bottles.
was on it, ready to do their job, which was great.
Yeah.
But then, these people in suits would walk by and I would get nervous.
I used to love when Joint Commission came to hospitals because I would always volunteer to answer questions. Every hospital that I ever worked at, I'd be like, I volunteer. I love it. So I'm like, any question that you ask, I just say a bunch of crap without saying anything at all. And they're like, okay, well, thank you. You're welcome. Literally saying nothing, a bunch of words and it doesn't mean anything. I used to love doing stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't. So,
really?
No.
Well, I guess because I used to have to do it for the LVAD program. So, because I did the Joint Commission surveys for the LVAD rehab program because there was none when I first got there. Anyway, neither here nor there. And it was fun.
None after you left.
Pretty much. This is about to be a long. Anyway, but yeah, so Joint Commission. I would love to work for Joint Commission.
You'd love to walk in and be like, too many trash cans.
No, I'd be like, that's not a problem. I would just pull people to the side. How's your spirit here?
What's the morale like?
What's the morale like? Because that's where we need to be commissioning is people's morale. Fuck these trash cans. I don't give a goddamn about those goddamn trash cans and your stupid lines. I want to know, how is your soul, nurse?
There you go.
And you're going to get points deducted if people's souls are not intact at your hospital.
It's going to be a contract nurse who's like, great, soul's great.
Soul's great. I'm like, you're lying.
$100 an hour. Soul's great.
Exactly. Bank account's great too.
Yeah. So I'm trying to keep positive because working the weekend and the week before and after is hard.
Yeah.
And I'm at an okay spot.
Well, that's good. Good for you.
You know, does your past self ever do things for your future self, but your present self forgets about it? So then when you find it back out, you're like, oh,
yes,
I'm in love with my past self.
Definitely.
When I did my schedule, signed myself up for the later shift on the weekend, and I was late this weekend.
Yeah.
And it was perfect because that was my actual time.
Exactly.
And I was like, oh, I love myself.
When I resigned. Yep. Set it all up.
Okay.
My future self did that. Remember, I kept randomly taking days off. I was like, I'm going to take a day off every month. You're on PTO the day before. What? Wow, thanks. Awesome.
Yeah.
So thanks, my previous
My self still doesn't thank you for that. How was your week?
Oh, my week was a bit busy, very, very busy with a lot of other things that I can't go into detail about. But
She's a phone sex operator.
Yes.
That's why she doesn't want to tell you.
That's why my voice is, sounds like this.
You would probably make good money.
What, being a phone sex? There's a young lady that I actually work with. She sounds like she's a phone sex operator. Oh, I'm spitting. Sorry. A phone sex operator for real. And like every time she talks in our meetings, I'm just like, please shut up. Like your fucking voice.
What does she sound like?
She's just like, so I just have a question
Ew.
about this and that. And I'm just like, I know you're a 1-900 horny like representative. You have to be. And she's the sweetest person, but her freaking voice is, I hate it. And I chuckle every single time she talks in our meetings. So yeah, it's kind of funny. But other than that, I did take myself out on, I'm still dealing with these. Anyway, we won't even go into that. I took myself out on a date on Friday night, and it was amazing. It was really good to just date myself again and actually trust that I can go out to dinner again because I've been really skeptical about going out. First of all, don't go out anyway, but because COVID is still not over, and with Omarion being out and Buck, and they found a case in
Dallas, Houston?
No, in Georgia. In Georgia. So I was really nervous about just going out and raw dogging it with my face, and I was like, ooh, this is weird.
You were also ground zero for a long time.
Yeah.
You were in the thick of it.
It's literally since March of last year, before there was a vaccine or actually even a real treatment. So it just made me very nervous. And then when I went to go sit in a little booth thing, because I went to PF Chang's, and so my waiter, he was just like, "Oh, is anybody else joining you?" And I'm like, "No." And he's like, "Okay, well, I'll just join you." And I was like, "Go ahead, give me some free appetizers."
Oh, it's just me, myself, and
pretty much. And so he was just like, "I love that. I love that you're taking yourself out." I was like, if I don't date me, who else will? Like,
that's true.
Hell, you need to go normalize taking yourself on dates, okay? Boom. And I even bought myself dessert. I had to go to the grocery store to get it because everything else was closed. But because I went on a late date, exactly. The thought that counts. So
a late date.
Yeah.
Would you call yourself back for a second date?
Absolutely.
Nice.
Absolutely. If I wouldn't get weird stares, I would probably have a whole conversation with myself. I mean, I do it at my house all the time. But yeah.
I love being alone.
Me too.
Out movies alone.
I love going to the movies by myself.
Alone, shopping alone.
Yeah.
Because I don't get anxious that I'm taking too long or that I'm holding anyone back. Man.
I just love it now.
You know what the best is alone?
What?
The spa.
Oh, yeah. I don't want to go to the spa with anybody.
Going to the spa, just lounging all day. Yeah. Facial, massage on your own. Best date.
I remember one time my mom came up here to Texas to visit, and we did a mother-daughter massage. We were in the same room, and my mom doesn't snore. Well, she kind of snores. I think everybody snores at some point. So
how would you know? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
How would you know?
So she was we were in the same room, and then her massage therapist was just super chatty, and I was like, "Can you shut the fuck up?" There's a whole other person over here, and the other lady, she over here, she did nothing what my massage therapist does now. She was doing straight Swedish massage, just. And I'm like,
just rubbing your back.
Just rubbing. I'm like, you gonna start a fire on my back. I got eczema, lady. Don't do that.
You got eczema?
I got eczema.
Oh no.
But yeah, so it was yeah, I don't like going to the spa with other people. I definitely like going by myself.
I love my mom. Literally, that's my ride or die.
Yeah.
That's my mom, and I'm
gonna stick beside her.
She simultaneously relaxes and stresses me out.
That's every mother, though.
I know, but I'm just I can't be at it. If I'm in a spa, if I take her to a spa, I want her to have a good time.
Yeah.
I want her to do all the things, right? But she's also loves to talk to people. We make a new fucking friend everywhere. She loves to ask questions. She loves to make sure I'm okay. She loves to ask questions about what she's supposed to do.
Do you realize you're your mother's twin? You do the same thing.
No, I do not.
Yes, you do.
No, I do not.
Do you work with yourself? You don't know yourself like I know you. Alyssa, you do that all the time.
I'm disgusted.
You do that all the time. You're always making a new goddamn friend. Always.
Ugh. Cut the tape.
Yeah, you are definitely your mother's
Stepping
twin.
off the show.
I'm sorry to break it to you. You know.
I
discovered I was my dad's twin in high school. It was a harsh reality. And sometimes when I talk, I hear him coming out of my mouth and I'm like, oh my God, that's Joe. Jesus. Seriously, like the way that I say stuff, I'm just like, oh my God, that's my dad's voice. Jesus. Yeah.
That's so cool.
It's kind of trippy.
Trippy, yeah. That's a good word.
Yeah. But you are definitely your mom's twin, just in case. Sorry to break it to you, but you are.
Damn.
Yeah, double homicide.
I'll drink to that. Double homicide.
But yeah, but you know what I like though too, going like especially shopping by myself with the masks on now, because I can actually talk to myself and nobody thinks I'm weird because they can't see
Do you
my
talk
lips.
to yourself?
Absolutely, especially when I'm in the grocery store and I'm just like, is this a sale or is this not a sale? I think it's $3.89. No, if I get 2 for $4, blah blah blah. Blah. As opposed to having to do it in my head.
You don't have an internal dialogue.
No, I don't. Because even like when I was in school and I used to take tests, I always mouth stuff.
Oh, you're that son of a bitch.
Yeah, but I'm not. It's not audible.
Those people.
It's not audible. But you hear like the.
Oh, even what? Are you kidding me? That's even worse than talking out loud, you sicko. What's wrong with you? Oh my God.
Even for my business degree, I had the test that we had to take. We had to set up a camera or whatever, and you couldn't use your computer camera. They gave you one, and so during the test, I'm like, okay, I'm home by myself taking this accounting exam, and then I was just like ASMR, and then the guy was like, "Ma'am, you have to stop moving your lips," and I was like. I'm in my house, like I'm already panned around, like you could tell. But yeah, I'm the type of person that does that.
When we used to chart review together, I remember you would like sometimes read some things out loud, but we all do that, so it wasn't weird. The fact that you just told me that you do that shit where your lips / gum / spit moves and makes noise, but there's no word.
Yeah, that's me.
Sounds like soft sounds, soft touch, anything like that. Like if I can hear one noise that's soft in a room that's loud, I like it makes me nauseous. If people at a bar like are bumping up against me but not really pushing me, just kind of like tapping me a little bit, makes me nauseous. Like it's a sensory disorder.
Well, then you don't want to go to a black club then, or like a black homecoming. Mm-mm.
No,
everybody be excuse me, touching all on. It's a cesspool.
No, my friends at the bar used to literally be like, back up, because I was like, I had to fucking kill somebody.
Because you're stimming so bad.
Yeah. Because I'm stimming so bad. Yeah,
that's crazy.
Anyway, glad we figured that out about each other.
Yeah, definitely. I do that. Even like when I took my board exam. And the lady was like, ma'am, you have to stop like moving your mouth because it appears as if you're cheating. So please don't do that or we'll have to stop your exam. I'm like, okay.
What are you, like Rain Man?
I'm like, everything's in a locker. Like I'm literally in a little covered thing. So nobody's beside me because they put you, skip one chair and all that kind of crap. But yeah, that's what ended up happening. So yeah.
Wow. Okay. I have those conversations in my head.
Really?
Like a normal person.
It. No, I can't have conversations in my head. I have to have it out loud. Unless like I'm in a position where like my face is telling you everything and then I'm trying to tell my internal self, turn it off.
Makes sense.
Again, with the masks, it helps. So yeah.
I know.
But yeah, other than that, my week was great.
Okay. Saying all that to say.
Took myself out on a date. It was great. Great food, great vibes, all that good stuff. So yeah. But all right, are we ready to get on into it?
Let's get into it.
Yeah. First of all, we got to talk about this. First, I know that a lot of people have been seeing on social media. It's like graduation season right now. There's like everybody graduating.
Megan Pete.
You didn't even let me build it up.
Oh, sorry.
Thank you. Let's start over. Okay, so we're not going to start over. But graduation season. First of all, I love to see graduation season. It is my favorite season of the year every semester when people are graduating and they have these amazing stories where people come from practically nothing and they do everything that they can to send their children off to college or, they graduate high school. They're breaking records and breaking generational curses. I absolutely love it. All that to say, Megan Thee Stallion graduated from Texas Southern University. I love it.
You like the stories. I like the fits.
The fits? Like, what do you mean? Like the outfits?
The outfits.
She had on a graduation robe.
No, I love seeing, I feel like graduation style is, I don't know, 10 years ago when you graduated, you just like went to Kohl's and got a dress. Now people are they slay the fuck out of it. And guys wear cool ass suits, and then everyone's hat is decorated.
Yes.
It's my favorite. People do little dances on the stage.
Yeah.
I'm here for a show.
Yeah. I definitely do love that when they, especially the creativity of what they put on their caps. That's the most amazing part of it all.
I do love that. Dude,
Yeah.
I'm so happy for her.
First of all, don't judge a book by its cover.
She a hoe in the streets and a scholar in...
She's not a hoe in the streets.
Yes, that's the whole brand.
She's a, what is it? Hot girl. She's not a hoe. She's a hot girl.
Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse
It's a difference. It's a difference. It's like city girls. You get what you want from the men, then you move on. But you don't do hoe behavior.
Get that bread, get that head, then leave.
Exactly. But I just love the fact that she, started off in college, and then, her career, blossomed and boomed. And even through all of that, she's still like, oh, no, I'm studying. And she got her degree in healthcare administration.
I was like, girl, get yours.
Thank you. Going to the healthcare
After a pandemic.
It's so like, Meg, don't do it.
Don't do it, honestly. And you would never have to. It's honestly a big mistake. But
don't do it.
If I had to do anything with healthcare after this pandemic, it would be admin.
Very true, because they got to work from home. Other than that, don't do it.
Dude, I will say now, I keep seeing all these people that are like, oh, graduating, like first stop undergrad, next stop nursing school. And I just want to be like, oh no, baby.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
People are like, oh, I want to be a doctor of physical therapy. It ain't a real doctor. Let it go. Just no, don't do it. Go into business or something. Something more lucrative. Go into tech.
Did you ever introduce yourself as doctor in the hospital?
No.
Dude, it's my pet peeve when in the hospital, PTs will be like, oh, I'm Dr. So-and-so.
I mean, the thing is, we have our Dr. Bailey at the hospital. She always calls me Dr. Monica. And so she literally forced the physicians, the actual MDs, to call me Dr. Monica. So they never call me just Monica. They're just like, Dr. Monica. And I'm like, I'm just Monica. She's like, you earned your degree. We're going to call you exactly what you are.
And you did.
I did, but I don't consider, like, I'm Monica. When I introduce myself to patients, I'm like, hey, I'm Monica from physical therapy.
I just think in a hospital setting, doctors should be, like MD, DO doctors should be introduced as doctor, not to confuse patient.
I mean, I think in clinical practice, especially like an outpatient, I know that there are a lot of DPTs that address themselves as Dr. So-and-so, because honestly, we do have a doctorate degree. Yeah. So, I mean, that's just like to say a doctor of philosophy or a professor. It's still a doctor. So why are we the exception? So I still do think that people should call us doctor, whatever. I'm just not hung up on it.
Shit, PTs. All right. Well, I said it.
If y'all had a doctorate, then maybe we would, be talking about y'all very different. But
we still, my thing is like, yeah, you're a doctor, but we all get treated like shit. We're all wiping the same asses and we're all doing the same job here.
But we ain't getting the same paycheck.
We are not.
Thank you.
Thank you for reminding me.
You're welcome.
How could I forget?
Absolutely. We are not getting the same paycheck. So it costs a little bit more for me to wipe an ass than you. But it's still pricey.
You are technically the highest paid ass wiper in the hospital.
And I appreciate that. I'm good with that. Or I used to be good with that when I was on the floor. But yeah.
Well, then I get to be called master. How about that?
I think that's a bit racist, but okay.
Master Fowler.
Master Fowler. That's,
Yes, I'm master.
Oh my God. What's his name? Jeffrey from Fresh Prince did that. Master Carlton. Master Will. I hated that. Hated it.
That's what I want.
No.
I'll start telling my patients.
Master Fowler. You're going to get fired.
Probably. They're like, so we've heard you've been telling the patients to address you as Master Fowler.
Well, I mean, some patients, they'll ask like, oh, well, how long did it take you to finish school or whatever? Like, oh yeah, my niece is this or my nephew is that or whatever. And so, when they find out I have a doctor, they're like, oh my God, your name is Doctor. No, it's Monica. My paycheck tells me I'm a doctor. I don't need to hear it every day.
I had a patient the other day who was an anesthesiologist. Yeah. And when you like people and your day has gone to shit, you just spend extra time in there or you put them back on your list. So we struck up a friendship, him and I.
Oh, that's good.
And we were just talking one day and he was like, I was asking him where he went to school. He was asking me where I went to school. He was like, I said, oh, wow, a lot of school, da-da-da-da. And he was like, well, you know all about that. And I was like, do I? I don't think anything I did is near what you did, sir.
Yeah. Anesthesia is putting people to sleep for a living. That's a talent. That's a skill.
I know. His grip strength was out of this world. And you know how I test everyone's grip?
Why is his grip strength so strong?
That's what I said. I tested his grip strength. And he was like, are you sure? I do that to everybody. Squeeze my fingers. He's like, are you sure? And you know how every man in the hospital is like,
Oh,
I don't want to break your hands. And I was like, yeah, sir, I'm sure I need to assess your grip strength. And he was like, well, I was an anesthesiologist. And I was like, okay.
You're pushing syringes, dude. What the fuck? Congratulations.
Very happy for you. He's like, no, I'm telling you, my hands are very strong. And I was like, okay, whoop de fucking do. When I tell you that this man almost crushed my fucking fingers, and he was holding back, like I knew he had more. And I was like, why are your hands so strong?
Seriously?
And he was like, well, when I bag people, he's like, it's all of these fingers working independently, and then I'm bagging them. Like it's just my grip strength over the years.
Right. Yeah.
I was like, I guess, but holy shit.
Yeah, I'm sitting here like, oh, it's a syringe. Maybe your thumb is super strong, you know. But maybe the thumb and the pointer.
I was like, you push the meds and then you're just watching them. What the hell could you be doing? But yeah,
I wonder too if respiratory therapists have very strong hands too, because they're constantly
I would
bagging.
hope so.
Yeah, definitely. Because listen, my fatigue. Oh God,
dude, you know who has the worst grip strength in the hospital? Occupational therapists.
Yes, they do.
We can't open shit.
No.
I can't, literally.
Y'all have the worst grip strength of all.
Don't ask me to disconnect anything in the ICU because I'll have to call somebody.
Well, even when we had to do like the CPR, thank God I got my CPR done this year. Anyway, neither here nor there. But when we had to like bag the dummy or whatever and the baby, I was just like, I ain't got nothing else left in here. I can't squeeze no more. I'm tired of this, Grandpa. Just like, I can't do it. I'm using my strong hand. It was horrible. Absolutely horrible. But yes, all I had to say,
congrats to the college grads. I hope you're in tech. I hope you're investing in some kind of crypto.
Seriously, NFT or something.
Trading time, staking time, whatever the kids are doing now.
Digital products or something.
NFTs.
Don't go in the medical field. It's a trap.
It ain't it. It ain't it.
Don't do it. Don't go back and get your master's if you've already gotten your bachelor's. Don't do it.
Nope.
All right. On some more interesting news, to say the least. Juicy Smouye. Our friend Juicy.
Here's the dude. What
the heck?
A crazy couple years it's been.
Yeah, Juicy Smouye, which is Jussie Smollett,
also known as Jussie Smollett.
Right. He man, they found him guilty on 5 of the 6 accounts. I was like, dude, like what?
But do you remember that story unfolding and just how fucking weird
fast.
it was? Like,
it went downhill fast. Extremely
It was
fast.
like, I guess those fucking Empire checks ran out. I don't know what the fuck was going on.
Well, there was some, allegations that he was trying to get more money because he was in the middle of his contract or something like that, or contract negotiation, and so he wanted to like bring sympathy or something and get the world. So I don't know. It was some weird kind of conspiracy, and that's why he ended up doing it. But I mean, there was so many different things that fell apart from like he was notifying these 2 guys of like his flight details when he was getting off the flight, and I'm just like, that alone is like a bit suspect.
The one for me was that if y'all don't know, when did this happen? Like 2 years ago? Trump was still in office.
No, this happened during COVID, I think.
Wasn't Trump still in office, or was it
Trump was still in office, yeah.
He alleged that he was attacked by Trump supporters.
Oh yeah, and it was a hate crime.
It was a hate crime because he is a black gay man.
Yeah.
But things started not adding up. The guys who attacked him were black, which is not saying that there's not black Trump supporters, but you're in Chicago. I don't think there's a lot of black Trump supporters.
Exactly.
And
Kanye.
Well,
it's one though.
Kanye is a Kanye supporter.
It's very true.
The thing for me was that he wrote a check to these men.
Yeah, he did.
To pay them off. First of all, who writes checks? It's 2021.
Seriously.
Also, if you're going to commit a crime,
don't write a check and leave
cash
evidence.
is king.
Right.
Come on.
Don't even cash app them. Just
I think that even would have been better. A fucking check.
Yeah.
My God, that's the most paper trail shit you could have done.
Seriously. I'm just like, life is not the movies, bro. Like,
and this was like during the BLM movement.
Yes, it was.
It was like the height of all of this shit going on. And I just hate that like people are dying in the streets, Kim.
Seriously.
People are actually trying to make moves and do all of these things, and you're here paying black men to assault you.
For what reason? Riding
the coattails of this BLM movement.
Yeah.
For what?
But even irritated me a little bit more about this situation is that, so like Journey Smollett and all their siblings used to have a show. You probably don't remember this show, but they actually had a show where like their parents, I think, were deceased or whatever, and so like the oldest brother, but all their real siblings.
How many siblings do they have?
I want to say it's like either maybe between 5 and 7 of them, something like
wow.
that.
I just knew the 2 of them, and I knew her from Friday Night Lights.
Well, she was on Full House as Michelle's best friend.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, the little mouthy girl. It was funny.
Yeah.
She was funny, but their name in Hollywood has been very synonymous with no drama. And then it's like you go and mess up the Smoothie name. Like what the hell, Juicy? God damn.
Juicy, smooth. I
can't even call you Jussie Smollett anymore. You're Smoothie because you've tainted this goddamn family name, and your sister's doing these amazing things out here in these streets.
Lovecraft, come on,
That's
with
what
the
I'm
Lovecraft
saying.
Country.
Everything Journey touches is amazing. Have you seen Underground? I think they canceled. It was only 1 season of it, but god damn, that show was so amazing. But yeah, I'm just like, dude, you just tarnished a whole household name.
I'm just like,
jeez.
I also just, did he not think this would happen? Did he just think that he could be like, I was assaulted by these 2 Trump supporters.
Yeah.
It was a hate crime. Everyone loved me, and everyone, like, the internet. I don't know.
He should have consulted with somebody before he did that. Maybe, Joe Exotic. Maybe he should have consulted with him.
Maybe someone who's done this before.
Exactly. And at least he had a valid story or something.
For being an actor, it just wasn't given what it's supposed to have gave for me personally.
He didn't pay attention to the
I think
scripts.
he must not be a, what is it called? 5, 6, 7 method actor. He must not be a method actor.
I wasn't going to guess that, but okay.
I needed him to dive deep.
Yeah, because he was very shallow.
Yeah.
Extremely shallow. I don't like, what kind of attention do you need? And then now he's like squealing on everybody, allegedly. Because he put out in there, he was like, well, Don Lemon was the one who gave the drop and told me they were doing an investigation. Don Lemon like, hey, bitch, don't do that shit to me. I'm on CNN. They doing some rough shit over here. They done fired Chris Cuomo. They
said, and no.
And no. So yeah, that whole story just fell apart. And then the thing is, you had so many celebrities come out and we're just like, we stand with the gays and black people. It's just like, he did
but not this gay black. We stand with gay black people, just not this gay.
Not Juicy. Because even the Chicago Police Department, they were like, no, bitch, we put a lot of man hours and money into trying to find this imaginary person.
Fucked up.
Yeah, and then they dropped the charges at some point, or it came back inconclusive or some crap. But I'm just like, they gonna come back after you, Juicy. This ain't over.
It's just all those celebrities came because why? Like,
yeah,
if you're gonna come out for someone that has not been really associated with drama. He's been on Empire forever.
Yeah.
He brought so much awareness to, not awareness, but the big theme of his character on Empire was, I'm black and gay, and my rich daddy doesn't like that I'm gay, but I'm gonna be gay, be me, and still do all these things.
But even him making like gay music like that.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. Like we're gonna address this, and this is a common theme in the black community, and we're gonna bring attention to it. Like, of course, if something happened to you, I feel like the first thing celebrities are going to do is run to your aid and defense, and especially during that time, you made everyone look fucking stupid.
Listen, every celebrity after that has said something just like, we need to find out the evidence first. Wait to go to court before we support you, because we're not doing that.
No one runs to anyone's defense anymore because of shit like this.
No.
They're like, well,
just like, man, I'm praying for all those involved. That's kind of the go-to statement. Thoughts and prayers are with everybody involved.
If this is true, this is awful.
Yeah, because you see how nobody came to Travis's defense. Everybody was like, thoughts and prayers.
Everybody was like, I'm with the families. Come on. Who can't be?
I don't have a comment. That's a touchy situation. I don't have a comment. No comment.
Speaking of Travis Scott.
Oh, Jesus.
Have you been following any of the stuff that's going on with the Kardashian-Jenner hub?
Absolutely not.
Great. Glad. Okay.
You already knew the answer to that question.
This is a sidebar, has nothing to do with anything. But remember how we talked about Tristan's new alleged baby mama?
Yeah.
Marley.
You love talking
from
about
Houston.
This family.
I do.
You know her name? Wow.
My girl. Because I think she just gave birth. Anyway, she has now released all of these text messages, and she's on her little iOS press release, just blasting everyone, putting everyone's business out there. And she was just like, talking shit to Tristan. I had to bring the Kardashian. She basically was saying, you told me when you flew me out to LA to go to Doja Cat's party that you were going to break up with Khloe because y'all haven't even been together really, and it ain't hitting anymore, and that you were going to retire next year, and that you were going to move to Houston. Okay. Then he texts her, allegedly, slides in the DMs with horrible grammar, and was like, please stop bringing Doja Cat and other names into this. And I'll be in Houston next weekend and we can talk about it. And then she keeps going and she's just like, and another thing. This is my favorite part.
Oh, jeez.
She was like, and Yeah.
I'm excited to hear.
She said, and you told me that Kylie fucked Drake last year, but you're too afraid to tell Travis Scott.
Travis has a lot on his plate right now. I don't think adding that is a great idea.
But it's just like, when you're pissed off seeing red and you're bringing up shit that doesn't even have shit to do with anything. Right. That's what this gave to me, and I'm here for it. I love it.
Here's the thing, though. I think here's the thing. You first of all, you're in your feelings because obviously you're emotional, you're hormonal, you're just giving birth or still pregnant, whatever the case may be, right? This is not a great foot to be on, especially if you are going to need to co-parent, if he is in fact the child's father. And if you're going to be asking for money for him with this child. So let this be a lesson. Handle your shit in court. Also, too, on the back end of that, men, NDAs, okay?
I don't know why we haven't figured this one out yet.
Why is this still an issue?
You know who figured out that
NDAs.
Shit? Chris Brown. You know what happens when you walk into a Chris Brown party? A paper is slid right in front of you.
Listen, nobody ever talks about controversial stuff that happens at Diddy's parties. Nope. And if they do, Diddy's like, we having a good time, baby. Can't stop, won't stop.
Phone in the box, signature on the paper. We'll never be heard from again.
Any party that Beyonce has, you don't hear about it unless Tiffany Haddish runs her mouth because she loves running her mouth. And that's why she had to sign NDAs. But anyway, NDAs. Just NDAs, just because it makes no point. It makes no sense. Like,
also, honey, the one person in that family you really do not want to piss off is Kylie Jenner. She got the billions. She got the following. She's also a Leo. I just don't trust it. I think she will come after you.
Oh, please.
Specifically.
She can come after Black China, so she fine.
But I just love that all this shit is going on with Travis and Drake, and they're just trying to play it cool and let all the Astroworld shit kind of settle down. And this girl's like, and another thing. I know y'all are in this shit together, but also he fucked your baby mama. Goodbye.
Here's the thing, ma'am, you're going to get more bees with honey than you do with vinegar, okay?
Also,
so let's just do that.
Why is Tristan's pillow talk? And you know what? Drake fucked Kylie. But
that's what makes it very controversial. Like, has he really been telling you something like that, or did you see that on some other kind of blog site or something like that?
Heard at the Doja party.
Again, it's not helping your case. It's not helping your case if that's going to be the father of if that is your father of your child. It's not helping. It's not helping. We already, the world already knows Tristan is trash. No one out here thinks he's a great person, probably except for his mama, and she know who her son is. But that's weird.
It just gave me a good chuckle.
Well, speaking of DMs and Instagram, what were you telling me about Instagram and their feed or something like that, or algorithm or something?
Feeding my soul is Instagram lately. Because do you remember how, I don't know, a couple years ago, Instagram made the transition from a chronological timeline to the most popular things you'll be able to see first. And we all hated it because we were like, we're missing things. Yeah. Like, you used to be able to scroll and it would be, the newest things that people have posted to the older things. That's how it dropped down. That's how we grew up. That's how I liked it. So I could scroll and see everything everyone posted. And now it's like it did the weird thing where like, a save is better than a like, is more influential than a share. All these weird things that influence the algorithm and what you see. And if you spend like 15 seconds on someone's profile or a reel of something, it starts generating more of that content. Yeah. Hate it.
It's just like TikTok. Like, you get stuck on certain sides of TikTok based off what you see. But I'm like, you're the one who's built my For You page. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. But supposedly, allegedly, hopefully, fingers crossed. I know. Instagram will be going back to a chronological timeline, which I'm super excited about. That's good.
Because, I think people get shadow banned and kind of get lost in the sauce of all of that because then you start seeing all these stupid ass ads and stuff. And it's just like, why am I seeing all of these extra ads? Like, can I see my friends' stuff? Like, I follow them for a reason. Like, you shouldn't keep putting all these ads, but at the same time, you got to pay your bills too. Instagram, I get it. You got a whole staff,
That's where the money's at.
That's where the money resides.
Yeah, I'm excited.
And it's supposed to be the top of the year or when? Or has it already started?
Top of the morning to you. That would require more research than I have done. Well, I just got excited at that information.
Well, that's good. Well, speaking of, the fact that people got to pay bills and all that and they got staff, did you hear the CEO of Better.com? I don't know what that is, but apparently it's a site that you can get better on. Anyway, the CEO is in the hot seat because he legit laid off 900 employees. That's not the worst part. Via Zoom.
That's not better. That's worse.
I'm just saying. No.
Nope.
That one. Right. I need you to learn the board, ma'am.
I know. First of all,
that's horrible.
How have I never heard of Better.com, but they have 900 employees?
Yeah.
Well, not anymore.
They got one, the CEO.
Oh, it's mortgage. Better Mortgages. Online mortgages.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Oh.
That's what this says. But
That's
over
horrible.
Zoom?
Over
but
Zoom.
I guess how do you fire 900 people, you know? If they're all virtual. They're probably all working from home.
Yeah, but you don't do that. It's just say, hey, bitches, you're fired.
Did he have them in a group Zoom?
I think so.
What the fuck?
I just think if you're going to, here's the thing. There's no right way to fire anybody, right?
Yes, there is. But you're fired.
Well, if you don't, if you're doing like egregious stuff, then yes, do like Trump. You're fired. But if not, I think company wide, there needs to be like, hey, there's some transitions that are getting ready to happen. Unfortunately, we will not be able to keep running our company. We are going to have to let everyone go within the next 6 months or whatever. Give a time frame.
Yeah.
And then give a severance package. It's close to Christmas.
Effective immediately, there is no better.com.
There is no better.com. Like, you're just like, see, and that's why people go crazy and be blowing shit up. Like,
that's
you
true.
can't
around
do
the
stuff
holidays. People would be doing crazy shit around the holidays.
Didn't we just talk about seasonal affective disorder last week?
Sad. This is sad.
I mean, you can't keep doing stuff like that to people.
Can you get, I was going to say disability. You get unemployment if you get fired, right?
Mm-hmm. And if you get laid off. But if you quit, no.
Oh, damn it.
But, yeah. That fucking sucks, man.
That does. Shout out to all those people.
Yeah, and the CEO, he looked so sketchy. He was just like, these people gonna kill me. It's like, yeah, because you're laying them off like that.
That's why I don't want to be CEO of a company.
I would love to be CEO of a company, but it's the way you handle it. Like, there is no right way to lay off people, but at least give people time.
Yeah.
Like, and a severance. I mean, because clearly you leaving with all your, dignity and all your money. So,
tainted Zoom.
I hate it.
I would never get on a Zoom call ever again.
You probably will. But anyway, speaking of being tainted, there's this whole big thing that's kind of going on online right now, or in the media, keep getting alerts and all that kind of stuff. So you know how Apple came out with these AirTags, right?
Which I think are so cool.
AirTags? Oh, yeah. So AirTags are these little, round, like quarter size little things that you can put on certain things like a bag or, your keys if you lose them, and then it'll let you know exactly, where that particular lost item is. You can put it on your phone or whatever. Well, thieves have been very slick, and they are now starting to do two different things. So first thing that they're doing is they're putting AirTags on people's cars to come and jack your car later. But then they are also putting AirTags on cars to mark them to traffic women.
Listen, first of all, do I support theft and or human trafficking? Absolutely not.
I would hope not. I don't know where that's leading to with that.
But honestly, brilliant.
It's clever.
It is really clever. Have you seen the interface on these tiles?
No.
On your phone. So you have the tile, right? You go into the app on your phone. It literally looks like a compass. It starts beating, it lights up either green or red, depending if you're getting hotter or colder to the item you're looking for.
Interesting.
And then it starts vibrating too, stronger vibrations when you're closer. And it's like a compass. Literally, you can see exactly where the item is, and it points you right to it. It's insane.
Well, the intelligence behind the tag is genius, and for them to just abuse the intelligence of this device is disgusting.
I know. It's just like people who do really shady things always have really good ideas.
But they use it for good. Why
use
has
it for good? Like kids, put it in your kid's backpack. Bing.
Here's the thing. Why has no one hacked Sally Mae or the federal government to wipe out all student loan debt?
Questions that need answers.
Can't we just do that? Like, y'all are wasting y'all time kidnapping people off the side of the street. Go. I'm not telling you to commit crimes. For the purpose of this podcast, this is just a joke. However, haha, and all alleged, right? This is all reality and made up and fake. But what I'm saying is that hypothetically, why wouldn't you, if you had the power to do that, go hack the government and erase everybody's student loans?
I know.
That would be the greatest crime ever.
The scary thing for me is, have you seen those girls on TikTok who are getting those notifications like
to their phone?
To their phones, like, hey, there's an Apple tag somewhere near you. Hey, someone's tracking your location. They can literally see the times that people have checked their location, and they're like, do I call Apple? Do I call the police?
Yeah.
I don't know. And that's
And this is the
Horrifying.
time for if there was ever a battle between Android and Apple, this is why you need to get an Apple device so you know if somebody's trying to carjack you or traffic you. So yeah, that's horrible though. Like,
that's scary, dude. We
all, like, women, this is why people don't understand what it is to be a woman just in this day and time. I mean, just from the very beginning of time. I mean, women we don't have any protection whatsoever.
No.
Whatsoever. I was reading this article or whatever this morning about this lady. This lady had a stalker for 20 years and the man finally killed her.
Holy shit.
And I'm just like, then you try to, file a restraining order and they're just like, well, they haven't actually physically assaulted you yet. So we can't do
know the
anything.
kind of physical evidence you need to file a restraining order?
Yeah.
It's insane.
It's insane. You got to be dead in order to file it.
You have to have video footage, text proof of someone literally saying, I am your stalker and I want to kill you. You have to have,
absolutely. It's disgusting.
It is insane.
Yeah. And this is why women are so hyper vigilant. As soon as any man says anything to you out on the streets, fuck you, get away from me. We don't know if you're trying to carjack us, if you're trying to traffic us, or if you're trying to stalk us. We don't know.
That's
horrible.
why I always think I'm getting sex trafficked. It's better to be.
I mean, yesterday,
aware.
When I ended up going to Walmart really late last night.
Oh,
which I
that's your own fault.
I know.
That is your own fault.
But again, I carry my weapon when I do that because it's very rare that I will go to a grocery store at night unless I need something in an emergency, and I did need something in an emergency, and so, I went to Walmart and then I got my stuff, but I make sure I don't buy a whole bunch of crap. Like only 2 bags is a maximum, so that way I can drop them shits real quick or whatever. So
just start swinging.
Exactly, windmilling the shit out of people. So as I'm walking back to my car, I see this guy in like this old school Pontiac, Grand Am or something, and he's like taping up his window, and I'm like,
no,
bitch, you got duct tape. And then I see a little kid walk out, and I was like, this is so sketch. I will climb through my goddamn trunk to get in my car. And so I was looking. So of course I was like, okay, hand on your gun. Let's go. Because again, my guns don't have safeties on them. I don't buy guns with safeties because I don't have time to click no button and do this. And no. It's already cocked and ready to go.
Bop, bop.
So
bing bong.
Bing bong, Joe Byron. So
fuck your life.
So as I'm walking up to the car, I'm just like looking at my phone like, AirTag? Is it an AirTag on there? Like, what's going on? I look at the back of my trunk. I'm just like, oh no, I'm being extra hyper vigilant because it was like 10 o'clock at night. So,
Bitch.
and I never do that. But again, unless it's an emergency and I need something that night, which I did need something that night.
So,
or yesterday.
Saturday.
And no, I didn't have diarrhea.
Anyway. The other night, against my better judgment, when my friends was like, let's go out. And I was like, no, but okay. For you, I will. So
you are the worst.
I drove and I was like, because he's chronically late, I was probably like 10, 15 minutes earlier than he was. And there was no parking at the actual bar. So I had to park on a side street. And I called him and I said, how far are you from the bar? And he was like, I don't know, like 10 minutes. Why? And I was like, I've parked on what could potentially be the sketchiest street in all of San Antonio, Texas. I was waiting for someone with needles to come out of the side. I'm like sitting in my car. I was lights off. I was like, I don't even want my phone glowing. I don't want anyone to know I'm in this car. I'm like looking at my side mirrors, making sure no one's coming.
No, that's when you need to keep your car on and in drive.
See, that's what I was thinking.
So if you need to drive off fast.
I had the lights off. It was this whole thing. And I was like, dude, if this is if I was going to go, this is how I'm going to go. So I'm dropping him a pin because I'm like, I need you to come park here. I'm not getting out till you get here. He's like, okay. So he comes, we get out. I was like, ha, 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 whatever. We walk to the bar and I get this notification on my phone. That's like a Find My iPhone notification. And it's like, noted device not near you. Da-da-da-da-da. And I was like, what the fuck? And I thought someone had put an Apple tile on my car. It was my AirPods.
Oh, okay.
Now when you walk away from your AirPods or your Apple Watch on with the phone, with the new update, it tells you like, hey, you're not near your device. It freaked me the fuck out.
Yeah.
I was like, someone's trying to kidnap me.
Listen, I need you to be safe because we have a podcast
I know. There's too many updates on the phone. I freaked. If I looked at it for like 10 minutes, I was like, what the fuck is this?
That's crazy. That's crazy.
So now you can never lose your AirPods though.
That's
or
very
your
true.
Apple Watch.
That's
so
very
that's
true.
good.
Yeah, I do that every time anytime I go because I'm a person who I love to shop on like Facebook Marketplace and find like old stuff.
For as unsafe as you call me, that is the scariest shit.
Again,
people have been literally recently. Someone just got shot on buying something from Facebook Marketplace.
It's very true, but I always research where the person lives, like the area that they live. And 2, I always bring my weapon. So like the last thing that I brought, it was kind of sketch. I probably could have gotten like killed. It was a nice neighborhood, gated neighborhood, right? But it was a desk that I bought. And so I go there and I always drop my location to my best friend. I'm like, okay, I need somebody to know exactly where I am.
I end up missing.
Exactly. I'm going to go get this $50 desk and I don't want it to kill me or whatever.
I dead over $50.
Exactly. So then I walk it. So I knock on the door and I'm like, hey, I'm here to buy the desk. Da, da, da. And so the girl was like, oh, okay, yeah, it's upstairs. I'm like, bitch, go get it. I'm not coming in your house. I don't know you. And so she was just like, yeah, like I don't have like the little, whatever little wrench thing to take off the little screw. And I'm just like, this is sketch. This is very sketch. But I'm like, damn, it's already late. I done drove all the way over here like 45 minutes to get this damn thing.
That's what they're planning on.
Exactly. So then I'm like, okay, Jesus, cover me under your blood, please. And so again, hand on my gun, I'm ready. I got an extra magazine clip in my pocket. So exactly. So I go up and when I go
you went up the stairs in this stranger's house.
I did. And there was a white girl too, double homicide. So
they would have blamed you. Exactly. You would have been on the news, yes. And people would have been saying, well, why did she think she could go into this white woman's house?
And they would have got like a mugshot from like middle school. I'm just like,
and they would have been like, this African American woman entered this white woman's house with a loaded gun. Right. That's what they would have said about you.
And so I go upstairs and I see one of the rooms and it's like a little small light on, but then like her dog is just sitting on the bed like, who the fuck are you, bitch? And so as I'm in there, I'm like, this is really sketch. Like, Monica, you're literally defenseless. Like you're in this room. You don't know if somebody's in the other room or not. But I was like, damn, the desk was only $50. So I gotta get the desk.
Thanks for the desk.
Exactly. Then I had to go to Walmart, get like another little wrench thing, came back, go back up the stairs. I'm like, like it was a horrible decision. However, everything was safe. Thank God. Thank you, Lord, for keeping me under your blood. And your angels encamped round about me. I appreciate it. So yeah.
For as reckless as she calls me.
For Facebook Marketplace, it goes out the window.
Even kids know. Do you know the other day, these kids, they're probably in high school, maybe, or middle school. They kicked a ball into my backyard. They rang the doorbell, and I'm already sketched out because people aren't ringing my doorbell like that.
Yeah.
But I have like the freaking alarm system from Panic Room.
Yeah.
So I can see I can see them on the camera and all of that. And I went down there like, we just kicked a ball in the backyard. I said, okay, that's fine. I opened my door. I said, you guys can come in the hall if you want. And they're like, I can hear them still because I can hear the recording from the doorbell cam. And they're like, we're not just going to walk into a stranger's house. And I was like, yes, yes, girls, you're not going to walk into a stranger's house. Right. And they like stood right at the door. And I was like, I love this new generation. Yeah. Smart people.
No, you teach my neighbor's daughter then because she kicked her soccer ball over here like 3 years ago and I still have it. Listen, she kept doing it on purpose. She kept kicking the gate. And I'm like, bitch, I'm not replacing this gate. Like, stop doing, or the fence, stop doing that. She literally broke part of the fence off because she climbed her big ass over the goddamn gate. And I'm like, if something would have happened, you would have broke your goddamn leg. Your parents could have like sued the shit out of me. So I told her, I was like, get off this goddamn gate and don't do that shit again. I literally said it just like that. And I cussed her ass out. And then she came back and said, if that ball goes back in my yard, it's mine. And so she kicked it back over. And I literally went outside and I was like, it's mine. Tell your parents to come over here and come get it. They never came and got it. It's still sitting in my house. It's in my garage right now. Hell yeah, I don't play that shit. You're not about to break your neck on my property.
Yeah.
Your parents are already in the goddamn military. Her parents are active duty. Bring your parents over here and tell them to come get it. Because you're not. No, absolutely not. No. Because at one point she went in my backyard and I'm like, whoa, what the fuck is wrong with you, little girl?
And entering.
You're trespassing, ma'am. So now I have a
You know what I can do? Shoot you legally.
I literally can. And I'm not trying to be on the news.
Baby.
And you're a little white girl, so I'm not trying to be on the news and they're going to be like, oh, she shot this girl. Finally, she got one. What? No.
Also,
you're not
who
about to put that on me.
plays outside with balls?
Barely white kids.
Makes sense.
Yeah. But yeah, that's why I started putting a lock on my backyard too. I'm just like, no, you don't go behind people's, I could have a dead body back there, ma'am. You don't blew up my spot. What's wrong with you?
Like Sandlot dog.
A landmine. I could have anything back there. You don't be jumping people's fences like that.
Anaconda, 8-foot long snake.
And because my parents went through that, like growing up in South Florida, everybody got like fruit trees.
Land anacondas?
No. We don't have stuff like, alligators, but not anacondas. But no, my parents had like a grapefruit tree, an orange tree, a lemon tree, and a mango tree. And so
that's
kids,
a whole farm.
Yeah, well, that's common in Florida though for people to have. I mean, they don't have them now. Mm-hmm. I mean, they made everybody cut down their orange trees, saying,
why?
"Oh, they had diseases," because they didn't want to. They didn't want to. They wanted to monopolize the fruit industry.
The Tropicana bitches.
Mm-hmm.
I'm disgusted.
Yeah, there was. I think it was like in like mid '90s. They made everybody cut down their orange trees, and we're just like, oh yeah, all the orange trees have diseases and whatnot, and it didn't have no damn disease. But yeah, but my parents had a mango tree. Had keyword past tense. My dad cut it down, and people would literally jump our fence to get the mangoes because they would fall off.
Well, that's a good fruit. That's a
yeah,
good
but
fruit tree to have.
I mean, mangoes can be expensive. But my thing is, if a kid would have jumped, and there was a metal fence, so I'm like, if you would have cut yourself or something, your parent could have sued my dad. So he was like, no, at this point, we're just gonna cut the tree down.
Damn, I want a mango tree.
It was a lot because like in the middle of the night you'll hear them bitches dropping, and especially the grapefruit tree because the grapefruit tree was super high, and it was like meteors just. Boom, 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 boom. You're like, what the fuck is going on? But it's just damn grapefruit just everywhere. So they cut them all down though. But yeah, it was. Anyway, what were we talking about?
I don't know. That's
Carjackers and not safe.
All that to say.
Be vigilant.
Be careful this holiday season.
Yes.
If your phone tells you something creepy, look into it.
Absolutely.
Keep your wits about you. If there's a little piece of paper or a zip tie on your shit, you're about to get trafficked.
Yeah.
Fight for your life. And
don't be afraid to ask security wherever you are to walk you to your car.
yeah, and don't ask for help. Women.
And don't put your windshield wipers on if somebody throws an egg on your windshield. It'll just ruin it and you can't see. It'll mess up your visibility.
Is that a real thing?
Seriously, it is.
I got new windshield wipe. Oh, bitch. I didn't even fucking tell you.
Okay.
You're hearing it here first, people.
Exclusive.
This is honestly
all right.
a side conversation. You don't need to hear it. You know how I'm horrible with my car?
Yes.
You remember
how you didn't have no oil in your
How
car?
I had to pay $800 because
Yeah.
my car was just like had oilless and all my brakes were shot.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So my car's been slow to start for like the last week and a half, but I've been a little busy. There's been a lot going on. And so I texted my mom the other day. We were talking and I was like, I think my battery's about to die. Because my mom is the car person. She does the car shit for me, with me, together. We do it.
Okay.
Okay. She never texts me back. So I was like, okay, she obviously doesn't care.
Now you know how it feels, bitch. This bitch never texts me back. She's so annoying. Anyway, go ahead.
I was like, she doesn't care about my safety, then I'm not going to care about my safety.
What a way to get her back. What the hell?
So I worked on Saturday. She was flying back from a conference. She's like, can you pick me up after work? I said yes. So I went to pick her up from the airport. We went and ran one errand. We went to lunch. We got back in the car.
My Lord.
And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? She was like, what is going on? And I was like, well, it's been making a weird noise, but I texted you the other day. I said, I think my battery's about to die. She said, Alyssa, I thought you were talking about your phone. I thought you were texting me your phone battery was about to die. That's why you couldn't text me anymore.
Right.
And I was like, well, why would you think that? She goes, because you just said, I think my battery's about to die. Why would I think that was your car?
Specify.
And I was like, oh, classic mix up, mom.
Oh
so
my
$200
God.
and something later, I now have a new battery and new windshield wipers because my windshield wipers were fucked
Well,
up.
that's good. Your battery didn't have a warranty on it?
Well, then she was like, when's the last time you got a battery? And I'm like, I keep all my
Oh my God.
I keep all my car receipt papers, whatever, in the glove compartment. 'Cause
Yeah.
that's like my filing cabinet for
Right.
the car. And I'm looking in the first receipt. I'm like, oh, I got a battery in 2016. She was like,
It's 2021.
it's 2021. I found another one though. I think I bought a battery in 2019, so it's been about 3 years,
Yeah.
4 years.
I'm not good with math. I always make you count.
Anyway, so it's time for a new battery, but it was a whole fucking thing.
Yeah. Yeah, your car. That's what happens when you don't have a car payment. Your car just starts acting up, and it's
see?
like, oh, we're gonna get this car payment up out of you.
I was
some
telling
point.
my mom always does this thing now. Every time I spend money on the car, she's like, "It's better than a car payment." And
It
I'm
is.
like, I guess, but shit.
I know you were, especially when you weren't expecting it. But
Yeah.
I had to get in. Remember, I called in. Well, I did not call into work, and
She was a little bit late.
I was like 2 hours late for work, but I still made it to work, and I still saw all of my patients and got my productivity.
There
Bitches.
you go.
Anyway, and so yeah, the guy was like, "Yeah, your car only has like 9 volts or some shit," and I was like, "Was that enough to get to work?" I was speeding my way to work. I ain't turn on no AC. I was like, "Fuck no, I ain't turn no radio on." I literally just drove straight on 410. Like, bitch, I got to get there. And as soon as I parked and turned my car off, I was like, "Yep, that shit ain't gonna crank." So I went ahead and I just called AAA. I was like, "Hey, yeah, can you because he jumped my battery or whatever." And AAA had to change my battery in the parking garage. So I was like, "Yeah, thanks, appreciate that, AAA." It's horrible.
Yeah, it is horrible.
This is when you need a husband. So you can be like, "Hey, babe,
That's what I'm
can we just switch
saying.
cars? You go fix this. This is your job as the husband. This is not my jurisdiction. I don't do stuff like that."
I literally just in the last month have realized, do I need a husband? No, I'll be all right. Do I want someone to deal with all of this shit for me?
Yes, strong.
Yes,
Yes,
100%.
yeah.
I don't want to remember my oil change. To change the oil, the brakes and shit. I don't need to do all that.
Yeah, I don't even want to have to do it. You should be doing that in our garage.
Yeah, and I'm not saying it's a man's job. I'm saying it's the job
definitely a man's job.
I don't want to do, and I would like a man to do for me.
It's definitely a man's job.
We'll call it a man's job. But
Absolutely.
anyway, that's how I spent $300 this week.
Wow, interesting. Yeah, you're just spinning it up a bunch.
Yeah, I don't know how I segued onto that.
Because you were like, I didn't tell you it was an exclusive.
Oh.
So that's how.
And
because we were talking about carjackers.
The best part out of all of this is that I had to clean out my glove compartment and I found my Chris Brown exclusive CD. So I've been playing that all week in my CD player.
As opposed to playing it on Apple Music.
Yeah, it's not the same.
Okay.
Better when you pop in the CD.
Nostalgia.
I have to play it in order.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Well, last thing before we get into some stuff that we've been watching. California. Ever heard of it? It's a wonderful, familiar. Magical place. Governor Newsom. I think it's Newsom. Ransom? Newsom. I think it's Newsom.
Governor Ransom.
Newsom. Ransom Newsom. Anyway, so you know how Texas, the state of Texas overturned Roe v. Wade, right?
Yeah.
For the, anti-abortion law and stuff like that. So California has now decided, or Governor Newsom has now decided that that if on a federal level they completely overturn Roe v. Wade, that California will now be a sanctuary for abortions.
But how can they be a sanctuary if it's federally overturned?
I don't know, because I don't know. I'm
spitballing here. Do I know anything about the law?
California is very liberal. Apparently, a liberal to the fact that they're telling people not to come to LA because you might get murdered or some shit. They can't guarantee your safety in LA.
So you mean to tell me?
But you're safe if you get an abortion.
I can go flee my right-wing Republican-ass state if I get pregnant and want an abortion, but you can't protect me from crime in
LA,
the city of LA.
But you can go anywhere else. But San Diego, San Fran. Okay. Just don't go to LA.
So I'm going to go ahead and say...
Partially.
Okay.
50%.
I'm going to say I'm a little hesitant to believe it. I'm going to see how this plays out for other people.
Yeah, pretty much.
I want to know how that's going to work. I think, cool. But also, how does that work if it's overturned federally that you can personally, at California, be a sanctuary?
Because some things are still going to be state related. So even if it's federal, your state will still overrule.
I see. Mm-hmm. But I thought the country overruled the states.
No, because if that was the case, Joe Biden would have overturned Roe v. Wade in Texas.
That's true.
Mm-hmm. There are certain things that they can overturn.
This is why it's important to pay attention in government.
It's why it's important to learn your state laws when you move to a new state.
Yeah, I won't, but I love that we're spreading that information.
I just knew I was moving to a Republican-ass state. So,
that's smart. If I moved to, Kentucky, I'd probably learn the laws.
I think you need to. If you move to Florida, no one cares.
No one gives a shit.
No.
Yeah, no.
Not at all.
But yeah, if I moved to some weird ass place, I would definitely learn
Seattle.
The laws.
Definitely learn the laws of Seattle.
Why Seattle?
I don't know. It's just a place.
Because all the drugs are legal. Isn't that where all the drugs are legal? Or
I thought that was Colorado. Oh.
No, acid and heroin and shit.
That's legal somewhere in the United States?
Yeah.
Wow.
Where are all the drugs legal?
I don't know. I don't take drugs, so I wouldn't know.
Where is... Oh, wait, hold on. Where
you want to find this out? Okay.
Acid. Because there's a place legal in the U.S. Oregon. LSD and all this kind of weird shit.
So you can go to Walmart
psychedelics.
And get...
Well, I don't think you can go to I don't think Walmart's just fucking slanging psychedelics.
Hey,
but there's shops, dispensaries and stuff.
You can get LSD and acid. Let me tell you what's not gonna happen. You take me out on a date and you go to a LSD and acid shop.
What if you're
I'm calling the police?
What if you're out on a date and he's like, "Hey, I just gotta make a quick stop," and he runs in and buys some acid, trips acid during your date?
No. First of all, dates you're not.
Well, he microdoses.
I'm not driving. I'm driving my own car.
If you microdose acid, it wouldn't be crazy.
Doing drugs in general is not a good thing.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. Yeah. Yes. Yes, I would agree.
Are you trying to convince me?
I don't know yet, but I would agree.
I hate it. I absolutely hate it. All right, what have you been? Anything interesting you've been watching?
Here on the Face Off, we do not support illegal drug use of any kind.
No.
I started watching that movie on Netflix, Single All the Way, Christmas movie.
Is that a chick flick?
So
who's in that?
It's no one. It's
no one.
It's a very typical. I liked this guy and he turned out to be trash, but I'm going home for Christmas and my family is always just because I'm single.
Mm-hmm.
Can I take you, roommate, home to be my significant other? We'll pretend, but the twist is that it's a gay couple.
Oh, okay.
These two guys, but it's just I fell asleep so I can't actually give you
So
a
it was
full
very
review.
cheesy.
It was very cheesy,
I
but
don't like
also
chick flicks.
the roommates were a mixed race couple.
Oh.
So the main character is white and the other character is black. But it just felt, you know how some characters are written for a color.
Yeah.
And some characters are just written, and whoever is the best
Gets
that character.
Yeah.
It very much felt like this character was written to be white, but they cast a black male.
To be diverse.
Yeah. And so it just like, I don't know, the character wasn't, I feel like it wasn't.
Did they go to the black family's house for Christmas or the white family?
I feel like if they have gone to the black family's house, it would have been good.
Yeah.
Like that would have been a movie I watched. They go to the white family's house and it just wasn't given what was supposed to have gave. But E for effort. Yeah.
E for effort. Okay.
So that's the only thing
interesting.
I've been watching. I really want to watch the Von Dutch documentary on Hulu, and I have not watched it, and I'm so mad at myself.
I didn't even know there was a Von Dutch
Yeah, and
documentary.
it looks really good.
Really? I did watch the one movie that you told me about. I don't know if we talked about this on the podcast last week. The one movie you told me about, the catfish movie.
Yes.
What is it called?
Love Hard.
Yeah, Love Hard. That was actually really funny. It was a
cute.
really good, like that was a chick flick that I was very surprised that I actually liked.
Chick
But it was
flicks are
really good.
good.
Yeah, not really. No.
Yeah.
Because they all end the same. You already know. I mean, I knew how it was going to end. I just didn't know the twist.
That's because
and
you
turns.
like apocalyptic shit. I don't need that in my life.
That's very true. I need to be prepared.
Romanticize your
See,
life.
when the apocalypse hits, all you're gonna be like, "Where's my love? Where's my love?" And I'm gonna be over here with the guns. See?
Okay.
Just
Great.
saying, you know.
Great.
Yeah, but I watched the movie Unforgivable with Sandra Bullock and
I have heard such good things.
what's Viola Davis in there. So yeah, it was really good.
I'll watch anything with Sandy and
Sandra
Viola Davis.
Bullock is an amazing actress.
All my nonverbal patients, all my kooky patients, I put on Blindside.
Really?
When I leave the room, I'm like, you know what? You need something playing in here. Ever seen The Blind
I always
Side?
put on Avengers 'cause it's 3 hours.
That's good too. But I'm like, you know what? You need some motivational Sandra B in your life.
And the patients who didn't speak English, I would put on Coco. Because it's very stemmy. There's a lot of songs and stuff. And because too, they do speak Spanish. So I'm trying to be, culturally inclusive. Because they have to deal with my horrible speaking Spanish ass. So, yeah.
Yo, one time we were doing an eval together, and I kept asking the patient, ¿Tienes mareado? ¿Te sientes mareado? Like, do you feel dizzy? Are you dizzy? Are you dizzy? This bitch who does not speak a lick Spanish, right? I don't speak very much either. She doesn't speak any Spanish. She goes, "Isn't pain dolor?" I said, "Yeah." Why are you telling him that? What are you saying?
Because she kept saying, I was like, she kept just saying, Mariano, but she kept putting a diction on it as if it had a question mark at the end. And I was like, pain is dolor. Like, what are you talking? I was like, Tina dolor? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yo.
This is why we miss Coita. Coita come back.
I need Quinta so bad.
Yeah, a lot of times you say something, I'm just like, that's not what that means in Spanish. That's not what that means.
She's policing my Spanish.
Right. And mine has got off. I can barely say a Monica from physical therapy.
Oh man.
But yeah, The Unforgivable was really good. It was a really great movie.
Can you give me a premise?
So basically, Sandra Bullock's character, she commits a crime. And she spends like 20 years in prison. So this is not me giving a spoiler. It's not a spoiler alert. This is literally the trailer. So she spends 20 years in jail. She gets ready to get out of prison, and she has this sister that this incident occurred or whatever. Because like in the preview, all you see is this little, 5 or 6 year old girl just like screaming, and she's holding her, her sister or whatever. But it is her sister, and their dad commits suicide. And so she's left to now raise her little sister. And then there's an incident that occurs that leads her to prison. She comes out of prison and tries to find her sister.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like, I was gonna say The Equalizer, but that's not right.
No,
that's not right, is it?
So it's basically just following her life of like her trying to get her life back together based off this one decision that she made, and she's still in the same town where this particular incident occurred. So people know who she is because of this incident.
She is so good. She's been
amazing
Gracie Lou Freebush.
Yeah.
She's Leanne Tui.
Mm-hmm.
She is.
What was the girl from Speed? What was her name from Speed? I can't remember her name.
Don't know, but she was great in that movie too.
Absolutely.
Practical Magic, one of my favorites. Yeah. She's a witch.
Her and Regina King on film, amazing.
She can play anything.
Yes, absolutely.
God, Hope Floats. God.
Yeah, she's a great actress. But yeah, it was a really good movie. But it kind of reminded me a little bit, some of the storyline, and only one very small part of the storyline of Damn it, I forgot it again because we talked about this before the podcast.
Secret Life of Bees.
Secret Life of Bees. Yes,
and let me tell you, I love that movie.
That movie was really good.
Dakota Fanning was like that bitch for a long time. Like if you needed a little white girl to play anything,
oh yeah,
Dakota Fanning. Dude, do you remember 5, 6, 7, 8? Man on Fire.
Yes.
Man of Order.
She definitely don't know that movie.
That movie was so good.
But even Uptown Girls though, with her and Brittany Murphy,
so good,
beautiful,
so good.
Yeah, Dakota Fanning was definitely the quintessential white girl in Hollywood.
Hell
white little girl.
Hell yeah.
Who ruled everything. But
and she is so good in Secret Life of Bees with all those black girls. Remember when she had to kneel on the rice?
It was grits.
Yeah, even worse.
You know, that's definitely not a black parent thing. First of all, you're not wasting grits in a black person's house. It's just number one. They're gonna beat your ass and continue to go to bed. They're not gonna wake you up in the middle of the night until you do that. But yeah, there's the part in the movie that's very similar to kind of Dakota Fanning's character in Secret Life of Bees.
Interesting.
So you have to see it to find the the relation.
See it to believe it.
Absolutely.
Everyone's been talking about coming out Colton. I want to see that too.
Okay, here. So give people with the premise of what coming out.
So
Colton, I know what this
Colton
is.
Underwood was one of the contestants of the Bachelorette franchise. I don't remember. He
was on TV.
He may have been the Bachelor and went through his season. Oh yeah, because it was the season where he was showering all the time, right? It was like always showing him in the shower. Anyway, goes through. If you don't know what the Bachelor is, it's a guy trying to find love, goes on dates with all these girls. Anyway, he ended up coming out as gay. There is now a docu-series on Netflix about it. I have questions about it. So he was in the NFL. So it's about like being in the NFL and being this macho man and going on these shows, but secretly being closeted and being gay. And what does that mean? And wanting to come out and now being on this journey when you were like cast in this very heterosexual straight light for however long. Everything that comes out on The Bachelor seems fake to me, so that's the only reason I want to watch it. So I'm just like, not that he's not gay, but I'm just like, how gay are you going to be for this series?
Here's the thing, maybe controversial, I don't care. Here's the thing about shows like that or docuseries like that. I think we are in a time now in 2021 where being gay, lesbian, bisexual, trans, Q plus, right, is not an uncommon thing.
No, it is not.
So the fact that they keep making movies about stuff like this as if it's historical, to me, it's kind of like, I don't see the historic symbolism in it, because let's be very clear, there are probably a shit ton of gay NFL players. They just don't 100%. Come out. And I think your sexual, and again, I'm not an NFL player, obviously, but like even when I played sports in like high school and stuff, and you knew girls who were gay on the basketball team or the flag football team or whatever the case may be, when you're on a team together, very seldom does your sexuality come up. We don't give a shit. We're having fun. No one really gives a shit. Just like even in the military with this whole don't ask, don't tell thing. We are here to fight for freedom. Okay? We have a very specific job.
We are here to get our college paid for and hopefully get a Camaro on the other side.
Or a Dodge Charger. That's very true. But I just feel like stuff like that, like, why are we still talking about stuff like that? Like, I get it with like, what's her name? Because it was in the social media past week with T.S. Madison and what's her name? Jazz. I don't know her last name. Jazz from Being Jazz, whatever. On TLC. Because like this was a child
because
that transitioned.
She's gained a bunch of weight too, and about how her parents have treated her. But also, you have flooded your system with hormones for a long time
at such a young age. So to me, watching that documentary to me makes more sense than watching a grown ass man just saying, "Oh, I'm gay." Who cares? Like, but with Jazz, that makes more sense because there are so many other young children who probably felt just like she did in the wrong body, and for her to go publicly, and transition publicly while she's still identifying who she is as a person. You know what I mean? Like that, to me, I would watch Jazz over watching Colton, because it's like, okay, you're another dude who was in the closet and now you came out. So fucking what? Like, what's special about you? I'm just asking.
My thing is, listen, you were in the NFL, which has a certain essence of celebrity, right? Of knowingness, of being a not an entertaining person, but like a
famous,
yeah, like a, what do they call
public
it?
figure. I don't know.
Yeah, a public person, right?
Okay.
Then you go on The Bachelor, which also makes you a very public person, and all of these things have this like seemingly negative connotation, right? Like no one's going on The Bachelor just to truly find love. Like you're trying to make a brand, you're trying to be seen, you're trying to get famous. So I'm just like, anything you do now to me is tainted in a way. Like you could be doing this to raise quote unquote awareness for all the other 30-year-old gay men who need to come out of the closet. I don't know.
We're in 2021.
But
Everybody's out.
like,
That's gonna be out. If you want to be out, you're gonna be out. Like,
but I'm just like, at this point, if you're 30, whatever years old, you have this life, you've been doing this stuff, I don't need a show about you coming out. I need a show about you going to therapy and all the revelations you had there. And
I don't even want to show about that. I don't want to show about my own therapy.
I don't know. I'm interested because I'm like, what the fuck is this about? He also just seems so fake, but I don't know if it all seemed fake because he was truly closeted and he was on this show trying to find love with a woman.
I mean, I think that's the most controversial thing about it all. Like, you were living this double life where you, even let's say it was real, because obviously it's reality TV and it's fake, but allegedly, for the protection of the podcast. But the fact that you're going and you're trying to fall in love with a woman, or women falling in love with you, knowing that you are gay, that to me is the deceit, not the fact that you can't. Who gives a shit that you're gay? No one cares. Like, legit. Because now there's laws that protect gay rights. There's laws where it wasn't before 10 years ago. You know what I mean? So that's, I'm just like, if this were a first, like somebody like Jazz coming out as transgender or whatever, that to me is a transition that I would like to see and understand that world. I already understand the gay world. I know a bunch of gay people. I'm friends with a bunch of gay people. Your story is the same.
Out. We have pride.
Seriously, like, it's the same. Like, I mean, I used to wear. I don't wear them anymore because I, obviously work from home. But my little rainbow, because I'm an ally to the LGBTQ plus community. So I'm just like, you're not special from any other gay person that comes out and says, "Hey, I'm gay." Okay. And you go to work tomorrow. What the fuck? Who cares?
I have a couple shows on my 1-episode watch list where I'm going to give it one and see how it does. That's one of them. Sex and the City is one of them.
I don't want to watch that.
Some
stuff just shouldn't be remade.
I just want to see what. It's not a remake. It's a reboot.
I don't want that. Stuff shouldn't be. Here's the thing. We have so many creative minds that are in, these United States as well as the world at large. Once you've already done it, don't touch it again.
She's trying to get a check. The only thing she got paid from the last season was her wardrobe. She's trying to get paid. I
just like even when people try to reboot like Martin or Living Single, those shows were classic for a reason. Don't touch them. Don't remake Different World. Don't remake any of the Sex and the City, Friends, none of that stuff. Let's rebrand, just like how Issa Rae did, where did you see last week's episode where they kind of like it was very much so like paying homage to like oh crap, what was the show? God damn it, I lost
Living
it.
Single, Girlfriends, In Living Color.
No. In Living Color, that's definitely
The Cosby
like
Show.
No, it was another black show that they did. But anyway, it was very reminiscent. Like you could tell like certain Waiting to Exhale, because they had like a Waiting to Exhale moment. And so stuff like that where you're paying homage to different, classic shows and movies, that to me is appropriate. But you trying to reboot it, like even with Coming to America Part 2, I never even watched it, but I knew it was going to be trash, and I still think it's going to be. I still think it's trash.
Anytime you put there are very few 2s that are better than the 1s.
That's what I'm saying. Like, don't touch it.
Let me try to think.
Hunger Games Part 2 was great, but it wasn't like replacing anything.
Hunger Games Part 2 is good. Shrek 2 also great.
I saw that. Yeah, the Fast and the Furious, they just keep going shit. I mean, it's the same.
Fast and the Furious 2 is pretty good.
But I think it's just the same plot. They're gonna race, and then somebody's going to jail, somebody's gonna die, and then we end, and they're gonna be a family at the end. It's the same thing.
Third Harry Potter is better than first and second.
Never saw those.
Okay, great.
But
Star Wars is a weird
Lethal Weapons, all those were great. Lethal Weapon 4 was my favorite.
Bad Boys 2 is my favorite. That's a good 2.
Yes, definitely. Bad Boys 3 was not better than Bad Boys 2, but Bad Boys 2 was definitely the best.
I agree. I agree.
So yeah, don't touch certain things. Just leave it alone.
The last thing I started watching was the Secret Life, the Sex Life of College Girls.
You are into a lot of sex life. Are you just
Sex Life show? I just love the drama.
Okay.
But it's also Mindy Kaling. Do you like Mindy Kaling?
I don't even know who that is.
What? Oh, shit.
Mindy Kaling?
Did you ever watch The Office?
Yeah. Is that the Southeast Asian young lady? Yes, she's hilarious.
Anything she does, I love. Loved her on The Office. She did a show, The Mindy Show. She's amazing. Fucking hilarious. She did a show called Champions that she wrote or produced. So this is her newest show. And
what is it called again?
It's called Sex Lives of College Girls.
Okay.
And it's so funny. It's just like these Gen Z girls who've just gone to college, and there's like the nerd and the rich. They all end up roommates together. And it's just so funny because it's interesting to see like the typical college environment, but it's these girls. It's like what you would imagine a Gen Z person going to college now. Like there's this scene where they're at a frat party and one of the girls is like, do you have a closed container, like a cup or like a can or a bottle? And the frat guy's like, no, I don't have a closed can for you. It's a frat party. I'm just like, things like that. She's like, what if someone slipped something in our drink? Just the way that kids now have all this information, but no, there's no like street skill to it. It's just like all of this information they've been fed on the internet. So it's really interesting, but it's pretty funny.
That's cool. I mean, yeah. I like stuff like that, but just don't reboot anything. If it's already been done, just let it be.
Shoot it and boot
unless it did not have an ending. So like Moesha, if you wanted to bring that back, that's understandable because they didn't get an ending.
Like the game.
Girlfriend, no, I hate the game. Don't do that. Like to me, when the game left the CW and came to BET, that's where it fucked up.
Not a lot of things survive BET.
But the thing is, they survive if they start there.
That's true.
You can't start on BET. I mean, on another like quintessential white network and then come back and try to blackwash it over. That's not going to go very well because you've already hired the black people over at the white place to try to black it up a little bit.
But the game was the black show for white people.
Very true.
So like that was the market.
Right. But then when you bring it over to black people, they gonna try to ghetto it up, and that's why it went to shit.
I learned about the game from my white friend.
That's sad.
It is sad. But I don't know what the fuck the game was. She was like, I watch it.
It was good up until they left CW. When CW tried to cancel it and BT picked it up, it was just trash from that on. I was just like, y'all, the whole storyline. Then they brought Brandy on there. I was like, Brandy, what the fuck are you doing? Get off that show. Brandy's that is not you. And they tried. What was her name? Chardonnay. I'm like, girl, you are not ghetto. Stop doing that. And I am a Brandy stan. That just hurt my little heart when she went. And I was like, don't let Jason Coupon clipping ass treat you like that.
I have never hated a character like I hated that man on that show.
He was horrible to Kelly, but they also had very great chemistry. And then, did you realize that on the show, first of all, she has a twin. Kelly has a twin, and she got sick or something happened. Her twin was playing her for the last couple seasons.
What?
Yeah, because she ended up getting sick, so her twin played her.
That's insane.
I know.
They did have good chemistry, but I have never felt like, you know, those couples that you're around.
Oh, no, I think she was like clinically depressed. She had some kind of mental health issues and something like that.
Those couples that you're around and you're like, you've made this uncomfortable for us, but you guys work, but also why do you work so well?
Yeah.
That's that couple.
Because it's toxic.
Yeah.
It's just toxic. But yeah, I will not watch the game. First of all, Tasha Mack I love Wendy Raquel. She's an amazing actress, but I'm sorry, Wendy, I will not be watching this. I won't.
No.
When y'all brought on this whole storyline of Derwin and Janae, I was turned off.
Derwin and Millie for life.
It was okay that they had a relationship, but when y'all brought a baby into it, it's giving flashbacks very reminiscent of Condola and Lawrence. I don't want that.
Listen, no. It hurts my heart. That shit hurts. I can't.
I was so glad Issa Rae chucked that baby in that fucking garbage.
That's the best thing she ever did.
I love that. That was the best part of the whole goddamn series. That is
such a good show. I don't want to
end. Well, it comes on tonight, so we'll see what ends up. I usually don't end up watching it until Monday anyway because I got to edit. But anyway, neither here nor there. Anything else we need to discuss before we get out of here?
Listen, I got nothing.
Anything for the rehab corner? No.
Don't work in rehab.
Oh, that's very true. Thoughts and prayers that go out to the people of Kentucky and those I think they're Midwestern states. There was a tornado that went through like crazy and just ripped up a bunch of shit. Yeah. Also, too, there was an Amazon, prayers up to the people who lost their lives. I think the death toll is now at 5. There was an Amazon warehouse that collapsed in somewhere up north, and the people were trapped inside. I think there were 5 people I think the death toll right now is at 5. So our thoughts and prayers are with you guys during this difficult time. So
I hate stuff that happens around the holidays.
I know. It's just altogether horrible. Just horrible. Yeah. Anyway.
Great note.
Yeah. So
we always like to end it upbeat with you guys.
Exactly. Well, y'all have an amazing week. It's going to be an amazing week. We're almost to Christmas. Just hold on just a little bit longer. And be safe out there. Wash your hands. Wash your ass.
Get some vitamin D this week. Get your endorphins up. Maybe go
Oh,
for a
it's getting
walk.
cold. It's getting cold
It
here
is.
in Texas.
It's freezing in Texas.
Yeah, it's freezing at my house too.
It's like a solid 50 degrees outside. I'm so cold.
Yeah, I love it. I still keep my ceiling fans on. I
Yeah.
only turn them off because you're here.
I'm gonna. Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's so cold. I'm gonna try to get out of the funk. You know.
I don't think you're gonna get out of it until January because you're in seasonal affective time.
Yeah. You know what I'm afraid of? That we're gonna get another snowvid.
I think we are.
They said this one's supposed to be worse than the last one.
Yeah, I bought like a little generator thing. And I'm like,
Snowpocalypse.
yeah. And now you're a homeowner. So
And now I'm a homeowner.
you don't have anywhere to hide now.
I asked my neighbors the other day. I was like, "Hey, did y'all lose electricity last year?" And he was like, "Oh yeah." I was like, "Son
Everybody
of a
did.
bitch."
Yep, absolutely. And you're not on the grid that you were on before.
I
so.
know. I need to get my fireplace checked
Oh yeah, you do have a fireplace.
for Santa.
I'm kind of glad that I don't have one because, yeah. I mean, I bought like a little space heater, and that's why when you remember, you told me you're like, oh, why did you buy a 2-person tent? Well, because they say that what you do is you put the tent in the middle of a room that is really well insulated, and you put your little space heater in there while you're in there, and then you just close up the tent and you put it in the middle of the room so it keeps all the heat in the tent. So I bought a tent and I have a space heater and like a little portable generator.
Huh.
So yeah. Probably shouldn't tell people that, but whatever.
Yeah.
It's not a big generator. It's not
They're
one that
going to
sits
be
outside.
rolling up to your house.
Like, hey, can you let us in? No.
Can I charge my phone?
I got my guns and everything. So yeah. I'm just those pipes and stuff. That's the thing that scares the shit out of me. Because people's houses were like, oh God.
Trickle your water.
Listen, you get frostbite out here. Playing around with this Snowbit shit. But anyway, so yes, it's gonna be an amazing week, y'all. Y'all go out and have an amazing week. Y'all be safe.
Yeah.
Go to work. Do all that stuff. Call in if you need to.
Take that mental health day, honey.
Absolutely.
Take it.
Call in. Fuck these jobs. We don't give a shit about these people anyway.
You
all right.
about to lose your job.
Well, we don't want to do that because that's better.com. They already laid off 900
Bing
people.
bong, fuck your job.
Pretty much. That's gonna be the title of this thing. Bing bong, fuck your job. I love it. Y'all continue to spread love.
Spread light.
And don't forget to laugh your face off. Bing bong, fuck your job. That's funny.
Okay.
I mean, Hotline Bling over here.
Thanks so much for tuning in to another episode of The Face Off with Fleming and Fowler. Don't forget to follow us on all our social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube at The Face Off Pod. Be sure to tune in to The Face Off every Tuesday where new episodes are released.